Did you know an overheated PC can destroy and reduce the lifespan of your computer internal component? Yeah, that is true, and the main cause of this is always caused by your CPU, by the fact that your air cooler or water cooler is not providing a lot of air to cool down your processor during heavy tasks like video editing, game, or any activity that is kind of heavy on your processor. And most of the time what your operating system does is that it's going to pop you up with a blue screen and restart your computer without your knowledge. So your computer will restart from time to time, or you even have a spontaneous shutdown during an important process or an important activity on your processor. That is why in this video I'm going to show you a secret tip to fix this problem. It is true that to fix this problem, the best thing to do is to buy a new water cooler, which are pretty expensive nowadays. But if in your case you are like me, you don't have the money to afford an air cooler for now, I advise you to stay tuned for this video, because in this video I'm going to show you a secret tip that you are going to on your Windows operating system that is going to fix this CPU heating problem for good without spending any dime for it. There's an application that is called Open Hardware Monitor. I'm going to provide the link in the description. What this application does is it provides you with all the temperatures of your component in your computer. As you can see, the temperature of my processor is running at normal temperature now because everything is on standby, so I'm doing no heavy tasks on my computer. But once I play a game or launch an activity, maybe video editing, for example, it's a video editing program. Let's say, for example, I want to render this video. So rendering this video, you can see I'm going to select the type. What I usually do, if I click on the export, if you check at my task manager, you notice that my RAM is increasing, and notice if you go on this hardware, you notice that the temperature of my processor will start climbing up, and when it reaches to a particular level, it is going to go off automatically. And this has been happening for 2 to 3 weeks now. Or if I launch a game like God of War, at the particular level, my computer is going to shut off spontaneously, and I'm going to start everything from zero. So that is a very big problem, especially if you're working on a project and this keeps happening to you. But to fix this, all you need to do is that, let me show you the second tips I'm talking about. What you do is that, for example, right now I'm using Premiere Pro. So to avoid this, you have to go to your task manager. So you can see the task manager where you see all the processes that are being run by your CPU. And the easy thing to do to fix this problem is to go on your detail tab. What you don't know is that in here you see everything that is being run by your CPU. So for example, I'm working on Premiere Pro, and I want to work on Premiere Pro without having any problem. That is, I don't want my computer to shut off without my knowledge or restart or anything of that sort. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to just come to the application. I'm going to right click, and you see I'm going to see a tab called Set Affinity. So this is where the secret technique is hidden. So if you come to this affinity, I'm going to see that all my processor is actually running a 16 CPU. So it's a 8-core 16 processor CPU, and you can see right now Adobe Premiere Pro is using all the 16 CPUs. That is to do what I'm doing, that is rendering the video. The best thing to do is that you need to come and reduce some of these CPUs allocated to this process, that is allocated to the Premiere Pro process. For example, I have 16 processors. What I'm going to reduce it by 50%. That is half of these CPUs. I'm going to reduce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in here I'm going to click on the home button. Premiere Pro is actually using 8 processors of my CPU. That is going to reduce the workload on my CPU, thereby reducing it from getting overheated. One thing you should notice that once you close this application, for example, if I close the application, if I close this, I have to come and start it. But if I open back Premiere Pro, and if you go back to your task manager, so come on task manager, if you right click, go to affinity, I'm going to notice that I have to do this back all over. So each time you open the application, make sure you set the affinity, reduce the number of CPUs allocated to the process, thereby reducing the workload on your CPU. For example, if you are playing a game, any game of your choice, maybe God of War, Red Dead Redemption, so anything of your choice that you know gives a lot of workload on your CPU. Have a nice day. This was Fabrice from IQcodec.